Hello, I'm Dominika Janicka. Just if you want to pronounce my last name, because I know it's kind of hard with this Polish language, you can name me Dominika Janicka. It rhymes well, it's easy to remember. I'm architect. I came from Poland to this amazing program and to Kenyatta University, amazing host. What I'm doing, I design, I have my own studio, I teach, so there's like plenty things I do actually around architecture and like to be very quick about it. My main interest is this social aspects of architecture. How can you produce it like in a fair way to the environment, to the society. So that's in a nutshell what I'm doing.
All right. Hello, my name is Barbara Nawrocka and I'm also architect and I also come from Poland. With Dominika Wilczyńska we run an office, architectural office, it's Miasto Pracownia, and what the three of us have in common is this social approach to designing and to try to take care about a local community and locality. And also the three of us run an initiative in Poland that calls Bar Architektek, bal like a party of female architects, and we try to talk out loud about this sexism actually that takes place in our field, that is still like really dominated by men. We run an Instagram account, so you can follow us. It's bal_architektek, and what we try to do on online is to recall female figures in architecture, and also we try to promote feminist approach to urban planning.
Hello, Jumbo. My name is Dominika, as well like my friend. What can I add more? We cooperate in this trio, in these two initiatives. Maybe I can tell something more about our architectural studio, which is called Miasto Pracownia. We design the public spaces, interiors, houses, but our background is a bit different. We started work with participatory processes, so that makes our studio much more into some social aspects. We love cooperate with people before we start design. And what more, very important subject for us is recycling as well. So in Poland, from time to time, we use some recycled materials for our design.
Why are you in Kenya?
Actually, for fun. No, I mean, it's really lovely here, so of course it's also fun. But actually, we are here for this research project about hybrid environment. And personally, for me, it's really interesting to work with this virtual space, like the digital space, because we as a architects, we work with the physical stuff mostly. So what's for me the most interesting is how those hybrid things, like we talk about VR, metaverse, NFTs, how hard infrastructure like architecture can support it. But because to have all this virtual stuff, you need to have to like physical infrastructure to support, from like cables to data centers. We are like really interested in how internet networks here in Kenyatta. Where are your data centers? And like for architecture of data center, it's kind of mysterious subject. Basically, how it look like, they look like factories or some kind of warehouses, and they are located way outside our cities. And the thought is how to maybe include those data centers because we into the city fabric, because we're gonna need to have more and more them with all this virtual stuff we are doing. So maybe we should think about, doing some kind of hybrid architecture, like take those data centers which are giving like a lot of heat and maybe combine them with housing estates. In Poland, it will be perfect because, it's like heavy winter back then. So, for example, heat from the data center can, make building more warm, etc. So there's like a lot of things we can like do with this stuff. But what we also do in this project, and I guess that Dominika and Barbara will elaborate more about this, is about this feministic approach and some kind how we can make it connect to the virtual world. And there's like, as we said, there's a lot of issues concerning like discrimination of women and LGBT communities. So maybe with this virtual stuff, we can do some with this situation and make the excluded communities situation better.
So all of you have the same, you are doing the same project, or everyone?
Actually, we are still deciding, and we're taking this Kenya time just to, find something which are interested. So that's like one of the topic, but we've got some more ideas, and I guess Domi can tell about some other idea project, I can say.
We can put on the table our feminist approach to urban planning. So as Dominika said, we are concerned with some sexism, some inequality in cities, and when we have workshops, we talk with people, with women, how it is to live in the city, and we're looking for some new clues, what we can use then in our projects. And this is very important to ask good questions and have some answers to imagine what is the real problem, because if we realize that cities are created from centuries with paradigm of just making more money, then you can realize that there are so many fields we can work with. We can make cities better for society, not only for earning money. And there is also another thing like unpaid labor for care. So this is something what has very bad infrastructure. Nobody thinks about this when we create the city. So this is also a very important point in work.
Barbara,
Yes.
you talked about social design.
Mm-hmm.
Could you explain more or tell us more?
Yeah. As Master Pracownia office, we are like so much into designing meeting spaces, like places of encounter. So before we started to making like architecture, like buildings, we started to like with this bottom up initiatives and happenings in public spaces to turn non-meeting spaces into the spaces of encounter by organizing picnics for our friends and friends of our friends. And this is actually how it started. And when we established architectural office, we started to design cultural centers. We renovated several existing cultural centers. We are so much into this designing places where people can meet on a public and private grounds. So they are like bistros and restaurants, but we are so much into, we conducted a research about community centers in Poland, and also really curious. And this is like part of our research here to try to check the architecture of meeting places in here.
What was the experience during that research?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we had by now really great visit in Mukuru, and during this visit, we've seen a architectural project of the hut that was really, really interesting for us, because it connected the idea of making a meeting spot, community center, but it was also dedicated for girls, for women. So it was. It has a plan of a circle. It was really well designed. I really enjoyed also these aspects of dealing with the heat through like super analog means and architectural means. So I was really impressed by this project of the hut for girls talk.
What equipment or materials or what ways did you approach the research? The materials or equipment used or ways.
Actually, we taking notes in our mind. We take a lot of pictures and discuss with each other. It's not like we use like some kind of fancy VR thing to record. That's going to be for later. But we work kind of in an analog way as well. Do a lot of sketches, notes, etc. And then the discussion and exchanging the idea is the clue. Also, we are like really glad that together with our team, because we are all architects, that we have also sociologists, philosophers, and the people who do all this tech stuff, so we can like discuss with them and interact. And I guess it's the most fruitful thing about this project, that it allows you to combine all of disciplines to get a really, really good result. It's really good that we are here in Kenya to observe like totally different perspective. Not only we are focusing in Europe because it has their own problems, but we are also here that we can like open our minds to like different problems and stuff. And for us it's like really inspiring to be here and see what you guys do here in the university, but as Barbara said, also in other communities around the city. So
okay, you've talked also about female architecture. Tell us more about it.
I mean, female architects, or maybe feministic approach to the architecture, because
exactly
the other one,
the approach
about planning.
Yeah, it might seem it's only about the women because it's like that femi thing, but it's like the attitude which you stay open to all of the people, basically all of the beings, not only people but also to the plants, to the animals, and
yeah, it's quite
holistic approach. Just give voice to other dogs.
Yeah, well, we are also open to learn from, for example, from what we've seen here. Barbara said about this project HAT in Mukuru. So that was really amazing how the air circulates around this building, and actually outside there was about 30 degrees. It was very hard to stand the weather, and inside was cool. So for us, this is very amazing, and we are here not the observers, but I'm sure if the climate will change, probably this kind of ideas we can implement in our country. Because all these heating systems are very inefficient, so perhaps this is the future. This is analog forms of using materials and gravity and all physics. This is amazing. This is something worth to implement everywhere.
But also to elaborate about your question about this feministic approach, because we've got a lot of critique, like, oh, so now you want to, design only for women, and it's like, but understanding what feminist means, because being a feminist, being that you have a lot of empathy towards, of course, women, girls, but also to the all of the people who are kind of vulnerable, as we mentioned before, LGBT communities, people with disabilities, also the boy or man. I mean, it's like being like the attitude of having a lot of empathy to the all kinds of people, nature and architecture world and world in general. really needs this approach right now with all the humanitarian crisis, but also ecological one. So that's what we are doing all together and in our individual practice. So it's really close to us. And we are also glad to see some really interesting examples of feministic approach in architecture here in Kenya, especially in Kenyatta, when we spent a lot of time, like you guys having, for example, platforms for people on wheels, like, and they are situated, for example, in the center of the building. In Poland, for example, they put all the platforms somewhere at the back, so they are really hard to find. And when somebody on a wheelchair, for example, entering place, when they can see this platform just in front of him, like it's equal as elevator or the regular stairs, it's like really something important. So we are also like looking for those little solution and Kenyatta and in the hut Barbara mentioned. So for us, it's like, wow.
There is so many spots for encounter. They are so spontaneous, but you know, it's so easy to put some chair in the garden and just to make a situation to meet other people. It's I'm impressed that it's so spontaneous here. I really admire that.
To end this, we are so great story. We also love the trees here because with this weather, they give you this microclimate with the shadow and the water they having inside. It's really cool, and it would be really great to have also, because we have to admit Kenyatta is kind of gated community, and we can't see so many trees and so many great solutions outside of the campus. But still we can find them. But yeah, that's just the note we are having also.
Right. I understand that you are also involved with the cafe. So what is the relationship between the cafe and your project? And how has it helped to achieve?
I guess we are for cafe project for the social impact, and we also use a lot of, if you mean virtual space, we also use with our jobs plenty of the softwares as well as VR. We all use algorithm supported software, so we can, make also the technical, a part of the social one. We have also that technical potential, I can call. And we gave a lecture yesterday to our cafe guys, and we're hoping to get some, good connection with them. So, as we said, because also cafe is not only about technical stuff and virtual stuff, because C in the project stands for community. So I guess we are this community factor.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I understand you have one project, all of you. You have one project. So maybe do you have any members or any partners, or you're just working with you?
There's not possible to work only in the group of 3 people.
I mean, in general, architecture is a teamwork, yeah? So we've got like lots of collaborators from architectural fields, but also like for every project we invite like plenty of people from different disciplines, and this is also what we value a lot. Like, I mean, what gave value to our project is that knowledge that came from people from different disciplines, like sociologists, like experts of philosophy, and also like botanists. This is
that's correct. The one who works with plant specialists. It's not the word.
Biologists. And for example, landscape architects and so on and so on. So, I mean, I really admire this mixture of disciplines that cafe projects provide, because it would be really great to collaborate from, like someone from like totally different disciplines. We've got really like amazing guys who prepare an opera. We haven't, I mean, me personally, I haven't collaborated with musicians in my architecture project yet, but maybe, I mean, now everything's possible.